Hey everybody, welcome to August of 1985. I do not remember it well. We'll get right into this. The first book I read in August of 1985 was Quest of the Spider by Kenneth Robeson. It's a Doc Savage book, another pulp adventure. Don't recall much about it, or anything about it for that matter, because I read it a long time ago. The second book from August 1985 I have a copy of, and it is Stockholders in Death by Kenneth Robeson, and it is one of the Avengers books, number 7 of the Avenger. Another great pulp cover, not one of the best, but still pretty cool. And again, just some simple pulp adventure. Number 3, Damiano's Loot by R.A. McAvery, excuse me. This one is the second book in the Damiano trilogy. I talked about the first one a few videos ago, back when I read Damiano. And Damiano's Loot, our hero, Damiano, is trying to live a normal life, and apparently Satan, or the devil, whatever the incarnation of evil is in this book, isn't going to let him live a normal life. Is trying to pull him back into the world of dark magic. And from the description I read, it says Damiano has to use love and the music of his lute to survive. I did have to look this up. I remember nothing about it. Let's see. Then we have The End of the Game by Warren Murphy and Richard Sapper. This is a book in the Destroyer series. More pulp, men's adventure kind of stuff. And for these sort of modern, pulpy action-adventure series that exist, The Destroyer is my personal favorite. If anybody out there remembers the movie Remo Williams' The Adventure Begins, that's based on this series. And I will talk a little bit more about that when we get to the next book, Created the Destroyer by Richard Sapper and Warren Murphy. This is the first Destroyer book. I don't know why I read it second, but I'm assuming I found these at the library and found the other one first or something. But anyway, so this is the first book in the Destroyer series. And as I said, it's Remo Williams. And I believe he's framed for murder. He's on death row. His execution is faked because a secret government organization wants him as an agent. And he's going to be trained in a super secret, ancient, over-the-top martial arts style by Chiun. Not sure if that's how you pronounce his name. And then he just goes on these crazy adventures, stopping madmen that want to take over the world. A lot of the villains are very James Bondish. But this is not Remo Williams is definitely not. He's no James Bond, but they're a lot of fun. These books, I really enjoy them. I have a few. I don't have a copy of either one of these, or I would have shown them to you. And again, this is a series I could order. A lot of the older ones have been printed in new editions, and I could order them. If I get desperate, I will. But I want them all in with the same cover, the same style. So I've been scouring used bookstores. So that's book number 5, Created the Destroyer. And finally, not the biggest month, Race Against Time by Piers Anthony. I remembered absolutely nothing about this. I had to look it up. And so it's about this young white kid named John Smith who believes he's living in Nebraska in 1960, and it turns out that things are not what they seem to be. He starts to notice that things aren't what they seem to be and tries to investigate. It's almost, I had to look this up. So from what I was reading, there's almost this Truman Show-esque bit where he can't go beyond certain limits. And I was specific when I said a young white kid, because that has to do with a lot of what's going on in this book. Without giving too much away, I hope, John Smith finds out that he is one of the only two purebred Caucasians in this place, whatever this place may be. I believe the other one is a female. They're supposed to breed, and he finds out that there's also two purebred African Americans, for lack of a better way to put it, and two purebred Asians, and maybe two purebred Middle Eastern. I don't know. Again, I don't remember. This is just from what I found online. I couldn't tell you if I liked this book or not. I have no idea. I will say that I just the other day found there's a lot of controversy surrounding Piers Anthony and his books. I don't know if it's all of his books or just some of his books. And now, I mean, I have good memories of reading a lot of his stuff. And now I'm kind of, I don't know if I want to go back and reread them and see if they do turn out to be as bad as some of the things that I've seen online. If I was just too young at the time to realize what was going on. Or maybe people are finding things that aren't really there. I don't know. Because it has been ages and ages since I've read his stuff. So that's just a little something that happened recently. I found out there's some controversy surrounding this particular author. That's it. Only 6 books, it looks like, I read in August. And none of them too big at all. Damiano's Loot is probably the thickest one, and I don't think that's a very big book. I must have been busy with something in August of '85. So that's it. Looks like there's some good books coming up, though. So if you have any comments, questions, or corrections, please put them in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. That's all. Until next time, read more books.